Hello, and thanks for joining me for Volume 3, Orchestral Repertoire for the Snare Drum. This instructional video is on the works of Prokofiev, specifically Lieutenant Kije Suite, Symphony No. 5, and Peter and the Wolf. Lieutenant Kije, first movement, The Birth of Kije, has this timbre militaire solo, and there's nothing going on but, it's played on snare drum typically, there's nothing going on but snare drum and piccolo. And it can be very unnerving because at first glance it's pianissimo, it's got four-stroke ruffs and drags, flams, 16th notes. And unless you've found a comfortable way of playing this, it can be unnerving. The trick is to find a comfortable way. So what I do is I play all the four-stroke ruffs with a right, left, left, right sticking. And that enables me to play those three grace notes as close to the principal note as possible so that the principal note's not late and this four-stroke ruff doesn't sound like a rhythm. It's just an embellishment. So, having said that, and all the drags and flams I play with the right hand. So having said that, let me play for you rehearsal number 1 to rehearsal number 2. Okay, and that same pattern kind of those same measures repeat and repeat down the line here, so we won't belabor that. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the fifth movement of Kije, because if you've kind of just concentrated on the first part of Kije and haven't looked at the last movement or have never played it, you could be asked to play this at an audition. So you should be practicing it. And the reason I'm saying that is because after this big introduction in 4/4, it goes into cut time at rehearsal number 54. And there's a snare drum solo, 5-bar snare drum solo that starts mezzo forte and goes up to forte and then down to piano at just before rehearsal number 55. So I'd like to play this for you, and you'll notice that I play there's a dotted 8th and a 16th pattern. In classical music, you want to play that 16th note very short. And it shouldn't sound like a triplet, like a broken triplet. So I'm going to play this starting 1 bar after rehearsal number 54. Okay, we're going to move on now and look at Symphony No. 5, and I want to look at the second movement, specifically the 3/4 section of the second movement. Now, once again, we've got these very soft four-stroke ruffs, we've got flams and drags, and each time there's a kind of a phrase, and then when the next phrase starts, it's the next dynamic level. It goes pianissimo, piano, then mezzo forte, and then back down to almost nothing before rehearsal number 40. So I'd like to play this, and this moves along pretty well. It's in 3, but it does move. This is rehearsal number 37 to rehearsal number 40. Okay, now, once again, the reason I'm talking about this right, left, left sticking is because it's something that has worked for me over the years, and maybe it'll be helpful to you, maybe not. But I want to throw it out there because a lot of people have problems playing, particularly passages like this that are so soft, using the normal four-stroke rough alternate sticking. Now, let's take a look at Peter and the Wolf. And you might be wondering, like, why are we talking about Peter and the Wolf? I mean, what's hard about that? Well, it is. It's a hard piece. There's some stuff in here that can throw you. Now, most of the time, if it's on an audition list, where they're going to ask you to play is at rehearsal number 49, where it starts the military drum solo. Now, usually I play this on a snare drum. You can use a field drum if that's what you want to do. I mean, that's perfectly fine. But it's got to be very rhythmically accurate, and it's the triumphal march and all that stuff. So I make a little bit of a crescendo on the grouping of the 16th note triplets into the next accent. And you want to make sure that the forte piano rolls, that you keep your hands moving when you get down to the piano level and bring it back up. So here's Peter and the Wolf. This is the timbre militaire solo at rehearsal number 49. Okay, I hope you learned something, and I will hopefully see you on the next video.